Hello and welcome to Untwisted Threads. This is Sandnes Garn Smart. This 100% superwash wool yarn features 45 colors. The colorway that we chose is 4244 Dark Old Rose. This 50-gram skein with 100 meters or 109 yards works up as a DK weight yarn. The suggested gauge on a US 4 or 3.5 millimeter needles is 22 stitches per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. For our swatch, I will be using a 4.5 millimeter needle size. In today's video, we're going to review and score Sandnes Garn Smart using our 5 categories, which are availability, softness, traction, durability, and cost, to help you decide if this is the best yarn for you and your next project. Stay tuned until the end for a few pattern recommendations as well. Would you like to feel a sample of our top picks out of over 100 yarns that we've reviewed on this channel? Click the link below to get your first month's free specialty yarn card, knitting patterns, and more. Let's get started. For availability, we give Smart a score of 3 out of 5. Sandnes Garn is a Norwegian brand, but it's still very loved here in the States. It's available on Lindy Hobby, a larger craft website, but here you can support smaller yarn shops online like Wool & Company. Overall, it appears that this yarn may not be one of their most popular, as only some US shops carried it, and it significantly didn't compare popularity-wise to, say, Sunday or their Tin Silk Mohair. For softness, we give it a score of 4.2 out of 5. I honestly can't say that I found a Sandnes Garn yarn that I would really reach for again, but this may just be the one. This superwash treated 4-ply wool yarn is soft, but not too soft, is plushy, and has some bounce. It was ever so slightly irritating for my sensitive skin, but I only noticed it towards the end of my swatch, not enough to keep me from working with it. And after blocking, you'd be happy to hear that it did soften some. For a comparison, it is softer than Drops Cotton Merino, and not quite as soft as Cascade Yarns Cantata. I'd say it's pretty comparable to Drops Fiesta. For a micron count or softness scale rating, we'd estimate it to be about a 23, so not quite your typical merino softness wise, but still far softer than the average Peruvian Highland wool. Now, Sandnes Garn doesn't say specifically what type of wool this is, but we're almost certain it's a Peruvian Highland wool, but it could be a less soft merino. Because it is superwash treated, that often adds some softness to the yarn too. So we can't give a proper explanation for the wool content in this yarn, but in general, garments made from wool are light and warm. It's not only insulating, but it also wicks moisture away from the body and retains heat even when moist, thanks to the structure of the fibers. For traction, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. It was nice working with this yarn. Not overly soft, not rustic, a pretty good happy medium on the softer side. Nothing negative really stood out to me about this yarn traction-wise. It had a good grip, but also a good glide. It wasn't perfect, but still a fairly good score for ease while working with it. I don't think you'll need a wooden or bamboo needle for this one, as I think it would create too much friction or drag as you're working with it. For durability, we give it a score of 4 out of 5. If we are correct, the qualities of this yarn and Peruvian Highland wool allow it to have more strength and make it hardier than, for example, a soft merino. This one is superwash treated, so it's able to withstand machine washing, something I personally look for in a yarn for gift or baby knits. When it came to the stress test fabric to fabric, we didn't notice much pilling. But feeling the swatch with my hands, a medium amount of pill balls formed, but nothing unmanageable in my opinion. That's just something to keep an eye out for when caring for your garments using this yarn. For cost, we give it a score of 3 out of 5. For being a 50-gram skein, you can expect to pay $8.50 US per skein. That breaks down to about 7 cents per yard, meaning a size medium sweater quantity would cost approximately $94. Overall, we give Sandnes Garn Smart a score of 3.64 out of 5. I don't know why I haven't heard anyone talk about this yarn before. It's always about Sunday or Peer Gynt, but personally, this would be my pick. I enjoyed its gentle softness and would consider it for a project. So we had a little look on Ravelry and wanted to share a few pattern recommendations with you, hopefully to inspire you if you're wanting to use this yarn for a project of your own. The first pattern is Brick Lane by Alice Hammer. It comes in 8 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 39 to 53 inches and recommends positive ease. It suggests using a US 1 and 2.5 or 2 1/4 and 3 millimeter needle size and a DK weight yarn in the broken rib pattern to meet gauge. The body of the cardigan is worked flat from the top down. It features raglan increases, broken rib, hems, and knitting the sleeves in the round. The next pattern is Champlain by Hanson. It comes in 8 sizes ranging from 30.5 to 68 3/4 inches and recommends 2 to 6 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 5, 7, and 8 or 3 3/4, 4, and 5 millimeter needle size and the DK weight yarn to meet gauge. It's a unisex, seamless sweater worked in the round from the top down. The yoke features a colorwork slip stitch pattern against a field of textured rib. The last pattern is the Brioche line sweater by Rita Koch. It comes in 6 sizes with finished bust measurements ranging from 31 to 43 inches and recommends 4 to 6 inches of positive ease. It suggests using a US 4, 6, and 7 or 3.5, 4, and 4.5 millimeter needle size and DK weight yarn to meet gauge. It is knitted from the top down starting with the back yoke. It features half brioche and stockinette stripes and an oversized fit. Have you used Sandnes Garn Smart yarn before? What yarn would you like for us to do a review on next? We would love to hear your thoughts and recommendations in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's review, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.